One evening, as the three of us, my wife, our 11-year-old daughter, and I, gathered around the dinner table, the clatter of cutlery and the quiet hum of routine filled the space. It felt like any other evening, until my wife, without drama or build-up, dropped a sentence that cracked to the calm like a thunderclap. "I'll be staying at my ex-boyfriend's place for a month," she said, her voice unervingly casual. I laughed instinctively, assuming it was a joke. A tasteless one, maybe, but still a joke. Yet when I looked at her, there was no smirk, no glint of mischief, just a composed, unsettling sincerity in her eyes. "He's going through a rough time," she continued, "and I need to support him." My gaze drifted to our daughter, who had frozen mid-spoonful. Her expression caught somewhere between confusion and unease. I turned back to my wife, searching for meaning behind her words. "What exactly does support mean?" I asked, trying to steady my voice. She explained. She'd be staying in a spare room, offering emotional care, nothing more. And then came a request that turned my stomach. "Please don't make this into a bigger deal than it is." But how could I not? This was the same man she once admitted still held a piece of her heart, someone she had supposedly left in her past. And now, without warning, he was back, and not just back, but being prioritized over the family she helped create. I called her decision inappropriate, deeply disrespectful. She looked at me as if I were the one being unreasonable. "It's just compassion," she said firmly, as if kindness somehow excused betrayal. I already promised him I'd be there. Those words hit me harder than any shouting match could have. Not a promise to her husband, not to her child, but to him. That was where her loyalty now lay. In the days that followed, I pleaded for her to reconsider. I reminded her of the commitment she made to this family, to our daughter, but she remained unmoved. With cold efficiency, she packed a bag, pressed a quick kiss to our daughter's head, and walked out the door. No words from me, not even a glance. I stood there, stunned, our daughter gripping my arm, her small voice quivering. "Why is Mommy leaving? When is she coming back?" I didn't have answers. Not any I could give a child. The weeks that followed were nothing short of brutal. The vibrance in our daughter dimmed. Her one sparkling laughter was replaced by silence and endless questions. I tried to shield her from the depth of my own hurt, but the effort was futile. Meals went untouched. Nights stretched long and sleepless. Every notification on my phone made my heart leap with hope, only to be crushed by silence. A week into her absence, I finally called my wife. Her voice was bright, almost cheerful. She spoke of morning meditations, long conversations, how her ex was making emotional progress. When I brought up our daughter, she brushed the subject aside. "We'll talk when I'm home." As if our family had become a footnote in her life. Our daughter began drawing family portraits again, only now her mother was conspicuously absent from every picture. When I gently asked why, she looked down and whispered, "Mommy's staying somewhere else now." That night, after she'd fallen asleep, I sat alone and wept quiet, racking sobs I couldn't hold back. I wasn't just losing my wife. I was watching our daughter lose her mother, one absent bedtime at a time. On the 10th day, my wife video called. She showed our daughter around his house, giving a virtual tour like she was on vacation. Our daughter asked, "Do you miss me, Mommy?" There was a pause, just a beat too long. "Of course, honey," she finally answered. That pause, it spoke volumes. It said everything I didn't want to believe. By the 12th day, a mutual friend reached out, hesitantly. He'd seen my wife and her ex together at a cafe, holding hands, laughing like old lovers. I didn't confront her. I didn't scream. I just sat at our kitchen table, watching my tea grow cold, feeling the final threads of our life together unravel in silence. When the month finally passed, she returned, carrying her bags like she'd been on a weekend retreat. She hugged our daughter warmly, affectionately, as if nothing had changed. Then she turned to me. "We need to talk." I already knew. She wanted out. She said the time away had brought clarity, that she hadn't been happy for years, that I was too safe, too dependable. She needed something more, something different. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I didn't raise my voice. I agreed to separate, not out of acceptance, but because our daughter didn't deserve to see us fight. Inside, though, I was hollowed out. That night, I watched our daughter sleep, her face peaceful despite the chaos swirling around her. And I realized my pain was profound, but it wasn't the deepest. The real tragedy was hers. She was being taught that love could vanish, that a parent could walk away from their role when it became inconvenient. That family was conditional. Now, weeks later, I am slowly piecing myself back together. Not for me, but for her. She deserves at least one parent who stays, who chooses her every single day. I don't know if her mother will ever fully grasp the damage she's caused. But I've made a vow, this time, not to a partner, but to my child, that she will never have to question whether I'm here. Because love isn't just words or feelings. Love is presence. Love is staying, even when it hurts.